Potter and bringing yesterday they brought me cherries because they're all picking cherries. The day before, a woman brought me one of those hostage tags, gold. Let me show it to you. Do you know what it looks like, the gold ones? Yeah, so I never saw it, so I admired it. I said, that's very pretty. And so she gave it to me. The day before, I was at a Shulman Katz, he's part of the, he did so he was the head, he was doing a concert for Johannes Flood in the park, and this woman said, I want to meet you, I've been wanting to meet you, and she was wearing these big rings. I can show you that also. I admired them, and she gave me them. They gave me, and yesterday I got all these cherries. Cherries are expensive, a little box is 39 shekels, and she brought me, she says nobody was picking them. They were in the dressing room, yeah, picking them, so. I love all those things.
Can I ask you a more personal question that you could also do you ever have nightmares?
I have nightmares not about the Holocaust so much. First of all, I'm trying so hard to remember. I don't sleep well. What did my mother look like? What games did I play with my brothers? You know, how did I get, I tried, I don't get any answers. And now I have nightmares of what's happened to the people.
Did you ever try finding neighbors that would remember your family so they could describe them to you?
There were no neighbors. The only two people that I had. I'm telling you, I came here in 81 looking. Nobody. Not only that, but I go to this group. I used to go with Naftali Lavi, who's Rabbi Lau's brother. And when I went with him, people could talk to me. When I went alone or I went with his wife after he died, they don't pay attention to me. And when I speak to people, they say, why would an American woman need to know about Pietrika? And I said, well, I was there. Come on. An American woman being in Pietrika during the war, it's hard for me to explain to them. The clothes that I'm wearing are Israeli. The shaitel that I'm wearing is Israeli. What makes me look like a Demer? If I open my mouth, you know.
Like you don't have any cousins or you mentioned an uncle. So do you
No, first of all, everybody died. This man who was my uncle through his wife. His wife was my mother's sister. They were all killed. But the man survived, and he had a cousin, yes. And I once met him, like when we came here in Israel in 1980 something. And he said, oh, Fredja, you had such adorable sisters. And I said, no, I have brothers. I said, oh, no, they were blonde little sisters and we used to run around. I said, I don't have sisters, I have brothers. Thank you. And this is the kind of notes I get on these. Hi, I just arrived in the U.S. I told you I would be speaking to my medical friend, and she wants to interview for something. Anyway, she wants to interview me or something. But next week I'm having a group that's very interesting and a little bit. I really have to know what to say. I'm getting a group from Yale who are coming to work on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Coming to work on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you because it's not something that it's much easier if I read it to you because it's really not for me. It's more for Yale University students part of the PDLI program. PDLI is an annual leadership program that focuses on the United States' relationship with Israel and its role in the Israeli-Palestinian relationship. Given the current situation in both Israel and the U.S. campuses, such a visit holds significant value. During the stay in Israel, program participants will be meeting with high ranking of all fields, social high people, military, political, as well as with journalists and experts. The group is also exploring the politics of the region. I don't know exactly geopolitics mean. And will be visiting the surrounding Gaza area and the northern area. They want to come to hear you talk about the Holocaust. Compare that or what?
Good luck, I guess. Aren't they anti-Semitic?
This is the letter I got. This is the letter.
Well,
I mean, I think they just wanna hear you talk about, I don't think they're gonna talk to you about the,
And you don't think I should mention it?
I don't know I guess what would you mention?
Well, one of the things I could mention is that there are many similarities. Hitler wants to get rid of all the Jews, Hamas wants to get rid of all the Jews. This chant from the river to the sea means all of Israel. They don't even know which river and which sea and things like that. The German soldiers just followed without realizing. Afterwards they said they didn't know. But there's a difference. This time we have a state, we have an army, we have ammunition. You have a place to run to if you have to go to the United States. Nobody could run any place in the Holocaust. Even if they had, from Poland you could run to France or Holland, and then the Germans were there.
Except for the Afghans, no? Afghans? Am I saying it right?
United States, but
Nobody would take from the United States. And one ship that went to St. Louis was sent back.
What about,
that was after the war.
Britain took in 10,000 children for came to transport.
Schmoller, did it go back already?
He came in 1921.
No,
So
didn't
He forced it.
Didn't he?
Yeah, so he signed that, so my great grandfather signed affidavits for thousands of people. But I think that was after the war.
To
It
45.
doesn't make sense because he told me that he
Oh, it was the,
met a guy that said, yeah, I was supposed to come, but I decided to not believe you, and so I went to Auschwitz.
so maybe that was during the thirties already, but in the thirties.
So maybe you got a few individuals, but not on that.
About 2000.
Yeah, meaning the United States didn't take 100,000.
No.
Right.
Roosevelt was very much against it. His wife tried to get in. Do you know about the St. Louis? That ship?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't.
They went to Cuba, and they wouldn't let them come into Cuba. And they went through, the St. Louis ship.
Here it is on the map.
Not Brazil. In the 1940s, a ship, the St. Louis, was sent to Cuba. U.S. The St. Louis ship that was sent to Cuba in the 1940s.
Here's what I found.
Voyages with St. Louis, Holocaust of the 937 passengers were almost all Jewish refugees. Cuba's government, the German liner St. Louis sailed for Hamburg, Germany to Havana, Cuba. 937 passengers were almost all Jewish refugees. Cuba's government refused to allow the ship to land. The United States and Canada were unwilling to admit the passengers. The St. Louis passengers were finally permitted to land in Western European countries rather than return to Nazi Germany. Most of the passengers were killed in the Holocaust. You know about it?
I didn't.
This is it, I just got it from Google.
Could you maybe, if you, no pressure or anything, if you have the time, could you maybe come speak in my school, cause my principal.
What is your school?
It's in English. Is it too close?
English?
English, like, it's the.
A lot of
English
girls that
school.
came to interview me in the class.
The principal got very excited when I said that she read your book.
Well, I want to tell you that about before Corona, it's like 5-6 years ago, I I spoke in Bet Shemesh in, Rashid. And they said they're gonna be 650 people. Where are you gonna get 650 people to stay in Bet Shemesh, and where are you gonna get 50 people to come together? You did? Rashid was big enough. And you know who ran it? Leslie. You know Tamar Leslie? She lives on.
Our school is like 40 girls altogether. It's a very small school.
I could come there, but it's better for them to come here. If you get a bus to come over here, they could also go to Yad Vashem at the same time.
Right.
They could, I've got enough room, I don't
Yeah,
have
me
carpeting
so.
and I have chairs here. And I have all the
We used to have very
bird
big
blankets.
parties here all the time.
I have parties here, but now I have lots and lots of groups, besides individual people. And, I would go to that church. I don't know.
Oh no, like no, it is a far drive.
But the girls can come here either by bus. You take the bus, what is called the,
We're all like really disappointed that we don't have a trip to Poland.
okay, so the girls who don't go on a trip, they call Masai Redeem, and they've been here. They've had different groups come here, and they go to Yad Vashem and to near Galim.
Yeah,
Near Galim,
yeah.
you went there?
I went there before I went to Poland last year.
Uh-huh. And did you go into that cattle car? How did you feel?
It was insane. Yeah.
I hadn't been in one for a long time when I went in there. So,
You've been back to the.
They have one in.
they have one in Washington, and people just didn't want to go through it. So they made a passageway that you have a choice of going through it or not. But near Galim, they have a car and people go in there. And many of these trips go there. So, but if the girls can come by bus, you're all welcome. I'll put up cookies or sometimes what kids do, believe it or not, is they order pizza, and I get 10 pizzas here, and they have a pizza thing while no, the reason they do that, not kids from Israel, but if you have a birthright group and they don't have enough time for everything, so they come from Yad Vashem, and on Friday they go to the shukla. On other days there isn't enough time, so they eat here. So I just have coffee and cookies, although sometimes they bring things, and birthright does a lot. I've got a lot of birthright groups coming out. They stopped completely, and now they're starting, I hope. Yeah, because nobody was coming. I have been to Yad Vashem. I have a group now of pastors. And I have a group of these kids from Yale.
I hope they're Holocaust deniers that will change their minds after.
I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to say, because when I tell my story, what people say it's a story of hope. It's a story of somebody who doesn't give up. But most survivors did. And most survivors had a very hard time afterwards.
But I think with a lot of people that don't necessarily know so much about the Holocaust, and it's not a significant part of their lives because they're not Jewish, I think hearing the personal story will come from more. What do you think?
I think so, and I think your questions are wonderful. You want to come and help me?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now?
I'm 88.
Don't look a day over 70.
You think?
Don't look a day over 70.
Oh, actually, oh, okay. You have any questions over there?
No,
You? Well, if you do, you can go ahead. Okay, but I don't remember your name, so if you could write them down for me. Just give me again.
Lula.
Lula. What?
Daniel.
Oh, so you're a Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
So who's, I went to, oh, so I'm very friendly with Mrs. Krieger.
that's my grandmother.
It's my.
It's your grandmother.
So the three of them are my.
I
my
was
kids.
even invited to the wedding. Freezing cold up there, wasn't it?
It was so cold.
Oh, to Tamara's wedding.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
To Tamara's wedding.
Tomorrow's wedding, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, related. Is it
Vegetarian.
Rina's grandson is married to
They have the picture.
Right.
It's on the
pictures
wedding.
there, yeah. To my sister.
Tina and Yossi.
How do you know Pina? Yes. Oh, because of course. Pina,
Mina's my aunt.
Pina is my daughter-in-law, my granddaughter-in-law.
Yeah, they have
Oh, it's not
Oh.
Jeddah.
no the David. They have little
Oh.
little
They were
David,
little
who's 2 years old now.
No, I didn't realize that Tamar was allergic to pineapple. Until we got, at the wedding, they had all these beautiful fruit, beautiful wedding.
This is the wedding of Yossi
Yossi
and
and
Pina in
Pina.
America.
And they had all these fruit cups, gorgeous little plates they're up. And I don't know if it's Ruthie Cree or somebody said you have to take all of them away. And it's not that she wouldn't eat it, she says she's allergic to even smelling it, and they take everything away.
That's so sad.
Right?
That's disappointing.
Well, it was okay, it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw their pictures. So that's what happened with this girl Katie, the great granddaughter. It was a surprise. They didn't tell her she was coming in. And then she saw my pictures. This is Rina's house. And she recognized it right away. So that, you didn't tell me you saw that picture. Yeah. It was a beautiful wedding, but it was so cold. And they gave out all these pashminas, but not under the chuppah. Under the chuppah, they were just
You always say when.
shivering, yeah. And Rabbi Lau was there.
Yeah, Rabbi Lau was there. That's right.
And Rabbi,
Rabbi Lau was also a child in Bergen-Belsen, right?
no, he was in
No.
Buchenwald.
Oh, Buchenwald.
The men went to Buchenwald, and the women went to Bergen-Belsen. I don't think he knew my father, he did, but Naphtali would be even clear. Which books did you read that made a big impression?
I lived 1,000 years.
Oh, yes, what's her name? A blonde,
I don't remember, but I remember she was blonde and pretty.
blonde and pretty, and
Oh,
he took her, yeah, she lives in Netanya.
Oh, she's still alive?
She was a few years ago, I haven't been in touch with her since. What's her name?
Do
The
you know
blonde, pretty,
The Devil's Arithmetic?
I know the name, I don't remember that. Okay, but Perfect Pebbles. That was the river. What am I looking for here? What we were just saying when I said,
Who was the author?
the what?
The Devil's Arithmetic.
No,
Yeah, I don't.
what were we just talking
I
about?
read all of these in 5th grade. I don't.
Well, I have books if you want to, I have a lot of books. What am I not? We were just talking about something, I said I would show you a picture of it.
Panina and Yossi's wedding. Tamale's wedding.
Went to our wedding, they came here, before the wedding. And yes, I have a picture of David Michael on
Yeah.
on my elevator. That's my great grandson. Tina's son. Yes.
It's very cute.
We were talking about Sippy and Gilad. I'm so happy they're here, I see them a lot.
She has like ginger,
She is what?
The
Say low.
She's a redhead.
No, she's blonde.
oh, she has like 2 or 3 of those sons.
She is, yeah, now, a month ago she became 3 sons. She had 2 sons and now she just gave
Yeah, I
birth.
saw her when we were at Tamale's, like me and my little sisters, we were staying at Tamale's because we saw her.
Yeah, she lives in Baca. I have a lot of their pictures. Yeah, no, okay, I didn't need to know that. Oh, so your last name is Daniels and you are in Bet Shemesh,
Sir, and
Newman, and where do you live?
then Shimon Street.
Shimon. And where does Naomi live on?
I think it's
50, a block away from you then.
Yeah, Shimon Street.
Sure.
It's the same
So
street.
she lives at 19, or 59, they changed the numbers on that.
I'm 36.
She's just down the block there. Shadi Solo lives there, you know, and I was there for the Seder. And her daughter Shani is sleeping in that room, she's there. And, she has, they have 3 boarding Conway guys. And your names are,
Adina,
you know what?
Daniel,
Dan, when you're Dan.
and I'm Sarah Daniel.
Yeah, Dan, okay. So I knew Shira when she was working with, Heather Moreski. And I got a call, when I see these calls, then I get, I'm surprised I didn't get any, got a call from Dr. Moreski, and he said, this is not a medical problem, but I need you right away. What he needed, he wanted his children and grandchildren to come, which they did. And I took Heather and her mother many years ago to Yad Vashem.
Wait, what was your family?
Liechtenstein. But not Rabbi Liechtenstein from, they're from France. And Liechtenstein apparently was like a name like Cohen or the and then my maiden name was Glow, and now it's Quint. And, a lot of people know my husband. He used to teach and he wrote 17 books. And he also wrote me notes. You can read some of these beautiful notes that he wrote to me. And I have books galore. If you want to get that book, every week, every day, he wrote me a note every day, but every Shabbos or Yom Tov, he would write something about the Parsha. So the Parsha and the little note. Each week, and I have these other books like that. You don't have to show them all, just get an idea about it. Are there other questions? Anyway, I really think it's very, very important. I'll be glad to speak to your school and any other school or any group.
Since I was like little, I don't know why exactly, but it was always very, very important for me to learn about the Holocaust.
And you don't know why?
I don't. I left it the education.
What age did you start?
Fourth grade, fifth grade.
The people, I had this little boy from Hong Kong. Yes, his father